Good morning. My name is Peter Brown. I am a project manager here at FreeVolt USA. We are a solar energy efficiency company, and we'll be talking today about doing a solar panel install on a residential complex. The project is going to be a residential home, single-family home. It will include about 30 solar modules or panels. And we'll talk about the entire scope and the resources available to do this project and any challenges that might be forthcoming. FreeVolt is fairly new to the USA, less than 2 years old. It's a European-based company. So we have some startup issues and getting off the ground that we're working on, but hope to be able to explain and hopefully remedy some of these issues. The scope is going to be, as I said, a single-family home here in the Palm Desert area in the Coachella Valley. We'll talk about some of the human resources available, the people at stake in terms of the success of this project, and the communications. The whole process starts with a sales call and a purchase agreement. The salesperson, which is we call an energy consultant, goes to the house, and after they get a signed agreement, they conduct a final survey of the electrical panel needs that will be used for the project. They'll find out what kind of electrical system there is in the house, whether it's 100 amp or 200 amp or greater size, and they'll basically submit that survey for a concept design overseas in Europe. We have European engineers who within 48 hours will develop a concept plan. They'll do Google Earth satellite photos of the property showing exactly where the solar panels will go. They'll talk about how to do the connections on that plan. And we'll also get the homeowner's utility company information, as well as any other important aspects of the project, such as homeowners' requirements and so forth. The concept is then submitted to structural and electrical engineering firms. They're third-party firms which we use on a contract basis, and they'll devise the electrical system, how to do the connections, whether or not the roof will be structurally sound enough to hold up the weight of the solar array. And we use local companies because they know the bylaws, codes, and regulations of this area. We submit that plan to the local city or county for permit approval. Hopefully we get approved. We order the product either from the factory, or if we have available product in warehouse, we have that ready. When we get the product in, we will schedule the installation, which could take anywhere from 1 day to a couple of weeks, depends on the complexity of the project. We'll finish the project, get a inspection from the city or county. Hopefully we get a successful inspection, and then we submit the paperwork to the local utility company and get a PTO, a permission to operate. At that time, the customer is able to flip a switch, go live, and send their energy back to the utility company. Some of the issues in this process that we have are communication, especially with the European office. There's a 9-hour difference in time, and that does create a day or so of delays. There's also issues of cost and labor. We sometimes have to have someone wait all day for a permit inspector to come. The inspector might only take 5 minutes, but we might have someone waiting 6 to 7 hours just waiting for that inspector to come. This also contributes to scope creep in the whole process. There's also issues with if the permit doesn't get approved, we have to go back and do engineering revivals and so forth. So any reviews like that, we have to take care of. The timeline for this project: day one is the contract and site survey. Within 48 hours, as I mentioned, engineering will develop a concept design and structural plans. We'll submit those plans for permit approval. And of course, if there's a homeowner association, we have to be able to get their approval too. Sometimes we miss a meeting, and these homeowner associations meet but once a month. So we might have to wait a whole month to be able to get approval. So that time delay could add another month to the whole process. Installation could be anywhere from a couple weeks after the initial survey is done and contract is signed, up to a couple of months. It depends on the complexity of the project. Communication is key in this process. Communication from the CEO to all other members. The COO is in charge of the operations, of course, and that person will be instrumental in electrical issues and so forth. Office staff will help coordinate all the different aspects of the plan, from sales down to installers. Third-party companies such as NAS Engineering are important for coordinating and collaborating with the project. And of course, we have house salespeople like Jeremy Roos, who's a great SME. I guess you could consider him to be an energy expert. He does a lot of copy and writing for our company. Part of this communication is done through Monday meetings, Friday meetings. There'll be design reviews, which are conducted in person, one-on-one, as an ad hoc basis. That might just be a quick conversation, might be a text or an email, but that's done almost daily. There's a solar tech meeting for installers, and also a finance meeting for sales. Some of the human resource elements of this whole project will be, we have a mix of Gen Y and Gen X employees. There's a boomer or two like myself. We have about 10 to 15 team members. So the leadership style of this organization is a little more democratic and collaborative. We like to be able to be creative and have fun in doing the work, and there's a lot of multitasking going on among all the members. So that concludes the presentation. All I wanted to say that we have a big competitor in Renova Solar. They are active, although they do mostly leases. We do purchases. So the difference is basically pushing the idea of that homeowner can have a return on investment for this process within 6 to 8 years. And every dollar saved after that through the energy creation and savings is basically added to the pocket after that period. Industry trends and regulations are always changing. Right now, there's a federal tax credit of 30%. State benefits have sort of dried up, but there's always good options in the future. And of course, big developers are now going to be required to install solar, wind, and other alternative energy sources into the development projects of their multi-unit housing projects. Well, that concludes the presentation for today, and thank you very much, and make it a great day.